dun, 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 in our heads.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, how's it going? How's it going? Let me pull this down here. This is the brackets. The brackets episode. Part of brackets episode. Um
Getting ready.
see who
Getting ready.
getting ready. How's everybody doing? I got my good friend AJ Zetro with me from Instagram. You guys know him from Instagram. How you been doing, man? It's been a while. Been a
Good,
hot
I
minute.
know. Thanks for having me. This is going to be a fun day. Yeah, AJ Arzetra, also known as the Weird Guy, also known as AJ's Happy Fun Time channel that I started dicking around with
Yeah.
earlier this year or this month. So yeah, you want to see some different stuff? Check out my channel. If not, there's kids stuff on there. There's horror stuff. There's music stuff so far, and having fun with it. Just
I'm definitely going to have to get subbed up to that. And I didn't know. I saw that you had that screen name, but I didn't know you were actually putting stuff on there. I'm definitely going to check that out.
yeah,
So yeah, everybody be sure to check that out. Check him out on Instagram also as well. AJ Zetro. Are you AJ Zetro 1975 still on Instagram? Did you change that too?
no, that's still the same. It's still
Still
the
the same.
same.
All right. And for those of you who did not see the announcement on my Facebook, and some of you started following, and if you are a follower, a past follower on Instagram and Twitter, I'm now back on Instagram and Twitter. They're not personal accounts, they're professional accounts. And so I'll have a little bit more of a separation from the stuff that was getting to me earlier. That I shut those accounts down, and I hate that I lost all of my followers. I'm starting all over from scratch, but I'm going to start putting it in my videos. I am on Instagram under in my head underscore channel, all run together, in my head underscore channel, and on Twitter it's just in my head channel all together. So I'll start putting that on my videos. And let everybody know that I'm back on Instagram. So whenever we get done here, you can jump over and follow me. I'd like to pick everybody back up. I'm starting to see some old familiar faces, some people that never left, who've always just been here right on the channel, and starting to see some faces that I used to just see on Instagram and Twitter. So, but it's good to see everybody. We are live. This is not Memorex. This is live. And we're gonna have some fun with this, and with the brackets, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. We'll talk about how many people put in a bracket or picked, and I'm also going to highlight the ones at the end who actually their picks lined up with what the actual bracket win was. There were 5 of you out of 33 people. There were 5 of you. And spoiler alert, I wasn't one of them. So just let you know that I wasn't one of them. But before we get into that, I want to bring something up here because I want to talk about this because me and AJ, we chat almost every day, and we we've been like giddy kids. I know if the rest of you have not been in a hole somewhere, but you need to be aware of this channel right here. If you're not aware of the Sam Loomis channel, I'm going to leave this up here while we talk about this.
Yeah.
If you're not aware of the Sam Loomis channel, you need to go to YouTube right after this video and subscribe to Sam Loomis and hit the notification bell because, man, he has put some gems up. And I've just got a little – right now he's got what is that? 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18 videos or so. But listen to what he's got. Largo from 75, 2 months after Live was released. Cobo Hall 75. The complete 76 rehearsals. It's in black and white. It's the one that's in black and white there. They do Flaming Youth. They do Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, Hard Luck Woman. Take Me is some of the ones that kind of stood out to me. And there are some with makeup and without makeup. There's Japan 77, the first show of the Rock and Roll Over tour in Japan. Cobo Hall 76, night 3 with encores, which is apparently everybody's seen night 1 and 2. This is night 3. Anaheim 76 from a never before seen angle. You get great views of the destroyer stage. And if you always wanted to get a better view of destroyer stage, you need to check that video out. You need to check all these videos out. And if you have the ability to download, I'm not trying to tell you do something illegal, but I've been downloading them because you never know when these things are going to get taken down. Let's see. Houston 76, 30 minutes of the crowd before the show. That is great. That's the one with the girl there with the guy with the cowboy hat. It is so funny because they're just spanning the crowd and people are passing doobies and holding doobies up inside of bags and it's hilarious. I was watching that. I watched the first 30. Oh, it's a doobie. The joints. They're passing the joints. But the Houston show is great. And then they have the 3 minutes right there beside the Houston show where you see it looks like it's an outdoor concert. 3 minutes of video from the Kite Festival footage in March of 74. This is originally silent 8mm that was synced up with audio. It is very rare. Very rare. It's the only daytime outdoor Kiss concert footage. And then they have Passaic, New Jersey. I'm not a northerner, so I can't pronounce some of those names. From 74, it's another 8mm silent film synced up with audio. Then the Kiss Asylum Tour. Now, when that came out, man, we were like schoolgirls, wasn't we, AJ? Me, you, and Rick, and we were just giddy over that. Cobo Hall night 1 with encores, and then just today, 4 more videos been released. The outtakes from Shandy. I mean, I didn't even know those existed. Outtakes from Shandy, the Unmasked Tour at the Palladium in New York, a short clip inside the news clip. It's only about a minute long, but that one there with Ace, right there near the center of the top. You need to check that one out. Let's see. Revenge Tour from 92. I mean, and that is so good. And then today, towards the end of the day, and I was in the middle of I subscribe and I'm going to take this down because it's the very last one there, Detroit 74. That's what I'm going to talk about because y'all need to see me.
Yes, please.
You need to see me.
Put it back.
I'm in the middle of a Zoom at work. And it's a pretty serious Zoom. We're discussing some pretty heavy stuff, and there's some tempers that are flaring during this Zoom. And so it's pretty serious. And I get a ding on my phone, and I look down. It's like Sam Loomis has uploaded a new video, and I click on it, and I see Detroit 74. And I was like, how much longer I got in this Zoom? 15 minutes. And so I sat there, and I was just like, as soon as the Zoom got done, I went and closed my door to my office, and I started it up, and I was just blown away. You need to check that Detroit 74 out. It came up late this afternoon, and I was sitting there while I was watching it, and I was kind of working too because it's 8mm, and most of it's kind of far back. But they're in like costumes before their costumes. Like Ace has the lightning bolt, and it's like costumes before they really had costumes. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear "'Cause you're much too young," and I was like, "Oh my God! It is much too young from Acrobat." And I've heard it before, but this is seeing it, and I was just like,
imagine people walking past your office. You're like,
"Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!" So I've been giddy. I've been so freaking giddy, man. I've been so giddy these last couple weeks. I've been encouraging Sam to keep up the good work.
I was confused. I heard Sam Loomis. I got my Halloween box set out. I'm like, oh, yeah, different.
Apparently, and if you guys haven't watched the most recent Kiss FAQ with Julian Gill. Hey, Julian, if you're watching, and hey, anybody that's watching now and watching on the repeat, if you've not watched that, Julian Gill, Kiss FAQ, the most recent one they did as the time of this recording where they're talking about this, you need to go and watch that because I believe in us supporting other channels and stuff like that. So be sure to watch that. and they're talking about like, where did these videos come from, and who is Sam Loomis,
Right.
he or she, and why now? Why now have these videos started? And the theory is that they theorized, and this is their theory, and it's a good one, is that there's these bootleggers that probably possibly had some type of agreement to sell these things, and these things of there's some of these I've never seen, and they're not on YouTube until this upload started coming, and that possibly somebody might have stabbed someone in the back or pissed somebody off, because he keeps calling these two names, this Gooch, whatever Gooch, and somebody else's name. He's constantly showing these two people, talking about these two people. And so I think that they're like, well, you know what? You screwed me over. I'm going to put it so you can't sell these things anymore. I'm going to put them out on YouTube for everybody to have, where the general populace can get a hold of it, and you're not going to be able to make any more money off of it. And I'm just wondering, one of the things that they brought up is another thing they brought up is, where's Kiss in all this? How long is it going to be before Paul Stanley? They actually made this comment, and I thought it was funny. How long is it going to be before Paul Stanley rolls out of his bed, goes down, gets his fiber, gets his bulk, and then gets on his phone and sees in a market, in an online article, that these Kiss videos, these rare Kiss videos and bootlegs, are being leaked, and they do something to shut it down. They do something to try to shut it down. That's why I've been kind of downloading these things as they've been putting them out. I've been downloading them because I'm like, I don't want these things for me to not ever have these, like for them to be here now and then to go away. So I've been downloading them just for my own personal use. I'm not planning on selling them or nothing like that. I ain't gonna do nothing like that. I just want to have them for my own personal use.
See, so my is a little more cynical. Like, maybe the guy's going on death row, or he's just get them all out, or he's going to jail or something. I don't know. It's kind of funny though. We don't know. Like you said, is it a man? Is it a woman? Is it a they, a them, and a spirit? It's kind of like how Kiss was in the 70s. Mm-hmm. We want to know who Sam Loomis is, but will he ever, or they ever, show their face?
And they've become very popular. Like within 2 weeks, they've got like over 7,000 subscribers. There's articles being written. One of the guys that was in the Kiss FAQ video, I think his name's Daniel. He actually lives in Sweden, and he was talking about how there were articles over there about it. So
yeah,
and I've seen several articles about it, and every time they seem to put out another video, or another substantial rare video, here comes another news article.
Right.
But I'm going to crack my beverage. I am still working on my Hershey's. Still.
Nice.
But I told my wife, I'm like, I need to get these drank, because it'll coming around November, they'll be going on sale again, and I've still got like 5 12-packs to go.
Oh, shit, I better come over there and help you then.
come on over, come on down.
I couldn't find them
hell down here, so come on down.
Yeah. Maybe I'll come see you in December.
Yeah, but cheers, everybody. If you got your beverages, I know that Angelo Scanzelli.
Cheers.
Said he had his. What you got there? You got what kind of? I mean, y'all know what this is, but what you got there?
I got a local brewery, Hailstorm. It's a triple IPA. It's 11%.
Woo!
Yeah. So I'm about a third of the way through, and I'm already feeling it. So
just hold on to the end of the show now. I need you. Looking forward to In My Head Wednesday. I look forward to it too. Give me something to look forward to. Well, hopefully we do that.
Get you through hump day.
Sublime. Hey everybody. Hey, Mark Acosta. Good to see you. Good to see you. See, we got 13 in the chat. Jeremy Kimona. Good to see you, man. Emily, Divine Miss M's in. Half Ace. Good to see you, man. Been a while. Super Kiss. Good to see you. See who else we got here. Who else has said hello so far? There's a Space Ace Ron. Ron's in.
So I think we can officially call July Sam Loomis month.
Yeah, Sam Loomis month. Yeah, we need to build a statue to commemorate these Sam Loomis. And
a guy like this with videotapes.
Sam's given us good releases, and Kiss has, been given some pretty good releases lately. They had the Love Gun stuff go on, and
Yeah.
another off the soundboard. And off the soundboard is right from the era that I really am interested in. And AJ, we've talked about this in our chats and stuff. I just wish Kiss just did things a little better. I wish they put a little more effort into some of the things that they do. But I'm not going to slight them too much because at least they are releasing stuff. They're releasing off the soundboard, even though it is in plain cardboard wrapper,
Yeah.
or colored vinyl that they want $60 for. And but they could have done something different. We were talking about that they could have maybe put some kind of picture in the gatefold that when you put them all together, you made like a big poster, like they did with the solo album posters. I think something like that would have been a really cool idea for them to do. But I'm not going to dog them too much because at least they are putting that out, and they put out the box set and the Destroyer box set, and we got the Creatures box set coming, which we've yet to see really what it is. And
I'm down.
I'm real curious about what they're going to do with it, and I'm real curious about what they are going to like include in it and things like that. So, but speaking of like, and I'm stealing something from Kiss FAQ because they talked about what the potential releases from Sam, and they were like, well, what would you like to see Sam release? And one of them said, I'd like to see something from Asylum. And some of them said, well, I'd like to see some makeup stuff, maybe something from the Hot in the Shade era, the Crazy Nights era, the Revenge era. Well, there's been Asylum put out. There's been Revenge put out. What era would you like to see Sam? What concert or what album tour would you like to see Sam release something for?
Well,
I know what I'd want him to do, them to do.
Well, like I think one of them mentioned if they had the Mark St. John, what would he do? 2 shows, 1 show, somewhere in there,
Right.
I know. I'm always that pinnacle. I'm glad I got the soundboard too. The 77, right? Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
The next
Mm-hmm.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff for that era, but I mean that's my favorite, like 77 to 79.
Yeah,
I
the
like
Live 2 tour, that's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, but I would definitely like to see more Animalize and Asylum too. So I don't know. I just want to see everything. I'm happy with anything, and I still haven't watched all of them yet, and I know I better get on it. Or I love that. Oh man, finally getting to see some of the Destroyer set.
Mm-hmm.
And that finale with I didn't even know that existed. I don't know if they ever mentioned that before or printed it up before or anyone said it before. I was blown away by that. I'm like, oh my God, look at that. That's like the lightning and the landscape. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Where's that been all this time?
Yeah.
That was awesome to see.
The Destroyer set is like one of those elusive stages. It's like it's the first big stage that they did that became an actual stage.
And they didn't know how to light it.
And it's in so few photographs and good photographs and good footage exist of it until we just got this. I don't
know if it looked better live, but everything it's like, the light from the Kiss logo is enough in a spotlight. Like, no, I want to you could light that shit up. I want to see all that.
Right.
So I don't know if it looked different if you were there, but it was awesome to see something like that.
We had some people, they said, let's see, Super Kid, and we are going to get to the brackets, guys. We're just kind of, the brackets I don't think is going to take that long to do. That's why I kind of dragging my feet on it.
We're
Mark did one
girls right now. We haven't talked in a while, and we're talking in the middle of this awesome thing that's going on.
Right.
Of course we're going to celebrate. I got nothing to do.
Everybody's celebrating with us. Super Kiss said Mark did 1 full show and half a show.
Okay.
So that's going to be like finding a unicorn right there.
Yeah, right? I bet it's there, though.
Angelo said, yeah, it's Iowa, Des Moines. Yeah, it's the Love Gun Tour is the next box set.
Okay.
Dwight said, Eric's first show at the Palladium with the different Fox makeup. Yeah. Eric's makeup was so different in the very beginning.
We got that little clip from the news clip.
Yeah. Yeah, that little clip from the news clip was really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Vanderhoff, how you doing? That was real cool. You've heard it. The way Paul sings, we'd only heard him during the Australian tour. The video that's out there that during Detroit Rock City,
I love that.
9 o'clock, radio's the only light. He does that, sings that alternate melody,
I like that.
and you heard him do it. They were playing that part of Detroit Rock City in the news clip, and you heard him do that. So yeah, it'd been cool to have that whole show. For me, I would like to see something. I never dreamed we would see something as early as 74, 75. The footage of them outside at the Kite Festival and the footage from that came out today from Detroit in 74. Paul just saying stuff like when he was still learning his to be the preacher, Paul, to be the ringleader, and when he's like, "Get up and clap your hands. If you're afraid to clap your hands, what are you here for? The person next to you ain't paying no attention. If you don't clap your hands, then stomp your feet." It's like, but I'd rather hear that than that whole "I want you," that whole debacle we were talking about during that all wasted time.
Lots of waste of time
during the revenge tour,
and they decided to throw it all there. A lot of wasted
time. But I never thought that we would get so many early shows from 74, 75, 76, 77. And but I think what I would like to see right now is I'd like to see something from the Creatures tour with Vinny. I'd like to see something from Creatures tour with Vinny. There's not a whole lot of that out there. A lot of people didn't get to see that show because they canceled so many shows. I saw it. It was early on in the tour, and I've talked about it before. I saw it in an auditorium that held about 10,000 people, and they had half of the auditorium curtained off.
Yeah.
And probably only was selling a quarter of the auditorium. And there were people that had bought seats that were coming down out of the seats to stand on the floor where general admission was because there was plenty of room.
Yeah.
It was a great show. It was just kind of sad to see that at that point in time, the elder, really did kiss over
the empty seat tour is what they should have called it.
Yeah. So I think I would like to see Creatures. Jeremy Kamona says he would like to see Creatures. Dwight said Christmas in July, and that is I about almost wanted to put my little Kiss Christmas tree up, my Kissmas. Wanted to put it up and be like, Sam, I'm going to send you a present because you've given us about 13 presents.
And Paul's like, I'm going to send you a present, a cease and desist letter.
Yeah. That's going to be Gene. Gene's going to be cease and desist.
Stop it!
Stop it, Sam. Sam's still in the park. No, that's it. That's better acting than Paul does. Sam's still in the park.
You're looking for someone, but it's not Kiss.
It's not Kiss.
He was there.
Darklight, I'm in Kisstery heaven. Thanks, Sam. Yeah. I want Harder Than Hell. That's my favorite Kiss album. Yeah, there's some Harder Than Hell stuff out there. I don't think that's Harder Than Hell. I think the stuff is either what we've seen so far is pre-Harder Than Hell. And it's really hard to tell because I saw a show they were doing and they pulled out She. And I was like, oh, man, so this is Dressed to Kill. But no, they did She in the very beginning. And I tell you what, that 74 show that they put out today, She is so nasty and so hard on that show. I was just blown away by the Detroit 74 with everything being so heavy and slower and kind of broken down because it's still very early for them. And like I said, man, the price of admission for all these videos to me was paid when I got to actually see them perform the much too young part of Acrobat. I mean, my gosh, The only thing would be better now is to see them actually something from the Daisy or the Popcorn Club
No shit.
of them doing Life in the Woods.
Oh no.
How about that? How
No,
about the Daisy or the Popcorn Club of them doing
well,
Life in the Woods?
you edit that down to about 30 seconds for me, and that's fine. Stop.
Mm. They let the drunk guy get on the stage, and he's up there, Life in the Woods, yeah. And that back during that time when they used to let everybody speak, Peter would be like, "Hey, I want to thank my cousin Vinny coming over from Brooklyn
Yeah, right.
to pizza place." And
yeah, being a total pig to like women.
But man, that show, the 74 show, and the Largo 75, the one that they released, one of the first ones he released that came out basically, that was recorded 2 months after Live was released. Man, the stuff pre-Alive, the stuff that was recorded during the like the Dress to Kill tour and the early stuff, man, they're just so hungry, and Peter is just beating the crap out of the drums.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing how alive and how alive sounding they were. Just, I don't know, man. It's a passion that has long left, in my opinion.
You definitely feel the energy.
All right. Where is everyone seeing this video? I've never heard of it. Okay, Jimmy Burke. All right, let me answer this for you. I'm gonna stop the thing just for you, because man, you need to know this. Everybody in here right now needs to know this.
Pop it up.
After we get done, or open a second window up and go to YouTube, you can do that. Go to Sam Loomis. Go search Sam Loomis, and you will find this channel that has all these videos that you can see. Let me take your comment down so you can see it. But all these videos here are the videos we've been talking about. The one in the very upper left corner there, the most recent one that's beside the 92, Paul, that is the 74 that we're talking about. And then that one right beside it is the Revenge Tour. Right beside it, The Girl's Face. That's outtakes from Shandy. Then right below that, you see Gene outside. Those are actually the same video. One just has a watermark and the other one doesn't. Those are 8 millimeters of one of the first times that they played outside. And then the one beside it's Houston. The one above it is Cobo Hall, the third night. I mean, just crazy. The rehearsals, the one in the middle on the very bottom row, the black and white, the rehearsals, that was something to see. When it started off, they had the makeup on, and then about halfway through it, I noticed they didn't have makeup on. And then you hear Peter doing rehearsing Beth, and I look over at my screen, and he don't have any makeup on. So it's just really, really cool. Really cool. Fruit of the Loomis.
There you go. Definitely.
Yep. There's a rehearsal of Beth, Peter without makeup. Yep, Dwight. Never saw this channel before. I think I have a few hours of entertainment for the rest of the day. Yeah, Jimmy, it's brand new. It just came out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere, and I would get on it. Like I said, I'm not condoning downloading stuff off YouTube. I'm not condoning doing that. But if you have the ability for your own personal use, I would recommend doing it, because we don't know when we're going to wake up tomorrow and we're going to go to Sam's channel. It's going to be like, channel does not exist.
Yep.
So, and it very well could happen. And the longer it's around, the more likely it is going to happen. Sadly. All right. So let's get into this. We're 30 minutes in. So there's 33 of us on this panel. 21 in the live chat. Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. And like I said, if you're watching on the live on the refeed or repeat or the replay, and for those that wasn't here earlier, I just want to mention that I do have my social media again. If you just search In My Head channel or In My Head _ channel on Instagram or In My Head channel on Twitter, you'll find me. If you've followed me before, follow me again. If you have never followed me, Be sure to follow there. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, all that other stuff. And a quick thanks to all my Patreon subscribers. I still have Patreon subscribers, even though I've not hardly made any videos for them. But I've still got my Patreon subscribers, their name across the bottom of the screen there. And I'm just going to let them scroll while we're talking about this here for a little bit. Hey, Paul Bertolino, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so we have 33 on the panel. It was me, AJ Zetro, Rick, Matthew Smith. The reason why I have our names first is, guys, I hate to disappoint, but we almost caught lightning in a bottle today for this episode. We almost caught lightning in a bottle because this episode was about to be me, AJ, Matthew, and Rick. The four Mouseketeers, the four Bromigos. It was almost, but
the
they had
brothers.
work.
That's what
The
I
Marx
said.
Brothers. Yeah. They had work commitments, couldn't make it. So hope you guys are enjoying watching the repeat.
So you're stuck with me.
Yeah, I'm stuck with AJ. Chad Casey, Les Wadley, John B. Good, and I did a cover with John B. Good. If y'all seen my drum covers, hope you're enjoying those. I released one with John B. Good. He recorded it, sent it to me, and played along. And I released Rip It Out today, and it got a copyright strike on it. And so Kiss is going to take my money.
Did it really?
They're going to take my money. They're going to let me monetize it, but they're going to take my money. I almost unmonetized it. Yeah, UMG, as if they need my $3 or $4 I'm going to make off the video. But I'm still going to make them. See, so John B. Good, Mr. Bacon, 23, Ears for Days, John O, Jimmy Burke, Jesse Ray, Skullster, 2008, Darklight, Jay Reiner, Mike Overstreet, Armand 1972, Paul Bertolino, Starman 2112 of Kings, Fromo, Sublime 130, Roger Bennett, Wolfsbane, Jerry Kimona, Jay Reed, David King, Hard Rock Reverie, King of the Nighttime World, Logan Shevert, Super Kiss 1300, Christians Petersons, David Martins, and Miss Emily Graziano, last but definitely not least. So, and out of those 33, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you actually got the picks, your picks lined up with the winners of the brackets. All right, so here we go.
Now, Brad,
so we had these. What's that? You ready?
How did you come up with the pairings here? That I was trying to figure that out.
I almost put them into a cup and pulled them out, but what I actually did was I picked Kiss debut all the way through Creatures of the Night, all the makeup albums. And then I went online, and there's a tournament bracket generator where you basically put in all the different line names or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just have it randomly, generate. It's basically made for like sports teams, but you can use it for a lot of things. I've seen it used for a lot of different things. Sure. And I didn't put any seeding or anything like that, or ranking or anything. We have the option to do that because, like I said, it's made for sport teams. But I just put in there, and I put that everybody was equal, and just put it in there. And it randomly just put them up against each other.
Okay, because I know what I like, and I actually have a ranking video. If anyone wants to check it out, cheap plug.
Yeah. Oh no.
This album.
Yeah.
But it's like when I saw how you had it, I'm like, wow, well, this is going to be very interesting. How this turns out now, I was like,
yeah,
it's a very unique pattern here. I'm like, all right, yeah, and I'm surprised what I ended up going with.
I'm gonna pull the bracket back up for those who may not have seen it. This is the bracket. I don't know how well you can read that, but we're going to walk away with 8 winners. We have 16 albums against each other. We're going to walk away with 8 winners by the time we get to the end of this today. And then I'll put another bracket online. We'll fill the rest of that in, and we'll go on from there. So here's the matchups. And pull this bracket back up. We have the Kiss debut against Unmasked, Kiss Alive 2 against Creatures of the Night, Destroyer against Dynasty, Gene solo album against Alive. Poor Gene solo. Dress to Kill against Peter solo. Peter solo. Ace and against Rock and Roll Over, I got cussed for that. Love Gun against Paul. The Elder against Higher Than Hell. I think I also got cussed for Alive 2 against Creatures of the Night. I think I got cussed for that one too. But I didn't pick them. It was randomly picked. I didn't pick them. So I'm going to wait. You've got your picks. I've got my picks, and everybody else can feel free to throw their pick in. We're going to talk about these one at a time, and just keep working our way down through. So Kiss debut over Unmasked. Kiss debut, versus Unmasked. Little slip there. Kiss debut versus Unmasked. Which one did you pick? And guys, everybody put in which one you picked. So Kiss debut versus Unmasked. Which one did you pick and why?
I picked well, it was kind of easy, to be honest with you, for me. So I went with the debut for sure. I mean, it's classic, all the classic songs in there. Unmasked, still a solid album, still a fun album. But when you put it up against the original, you can't go wrong, man. And you know, the original has the rhinestone, as you see right behind me, has the rhinestone logo.
Yeah.
And I picked the original, the OG.
The OG. Believe it or not, for a small, about this big, flickering moment, I thought about picking Unmasked. And here's why. Every song that I like on the Kiss debut, I like on the Alive album better. And a lot of the songs that I really like on the Kiss debut are on the Alive album in a better form. So I knew that, hey, I had Alive later on to pick from. And so I almost picked Unmasked over the debut because I like Unmasked. I'm one of those people that, it's overproduced. Yeah, it's super poppy, but that's part of its charms. And I remember I was one of those people. Unmasked didn't grow on me. I liked Unmasked the very first time I heard it, just like I liked The Elder very first time I heard it. I was confused as hell about what they were doing with The Elder, but I still loved it because I was one of those Dungeons and Dragons type kids, the ultimate nerd. But I almost picked Unmasked. I like this close, but man, it's the debut. So the debut, I had to give it to the debut on that. So I picked the debut. So, dogs.
Yep.
All right. So what did everybody else pick? Well, the loser only had 6 picks. So the loser was Unmasked with 6 picks. The winner is 27 with 27 wins is the debut. So the debut will move on to the next round. Right. So what will the debut be pitted up against? It'll be pitted up against Kiss Alive 2 or Creatures of the Night. Which one did you pick?
Well, here we go right away. I surprised myself because my history with Alive 2, and then I'm sure a lot of people do. But it is what it is. It's a live album. It's a good live album. But Creatures, man, that's live. A heavy. Yeah, I know. That's a heavy ass album, and that was the first one I got as it was released. So Alive 2 was my very first one. Creatures was my very first one as a release when I was whatever hell I was 7 when it came out. So yeah, I went with Creatures for sure. Great album, heavy as hell, and I picked Creatures, man. Surprisingly, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, well.
Well, this was a tough one for me because I love both these albums, and I went back and forth about it. And honestly, what made me pick Kiss Alive 2 was the plain and simple fact that one, Kiss Alive 2 is badass. I love everything about it. There's a couple songs that, I don't like as much as the others, but it's so good. And then you got the studio tracks on there as well. And there's some of those studio tracks I really love. But the thing for me is Kiss Alive 2 was my first album that I bought after it got released. My first album, you guys know my story. My first album was Destroyer. But I became a Kiss fan in August of '77, and they released Love Gun, or they released Alive 2 in October of '77. So it was like became a Kiss fan. I had just only had Destroyer, and then here comes Kiss Alive 2.
Yeah.
And that was my second album, and I discovered other albums like Love Gun and Rock and Roll Over through that. And since there was really no songs from the first three albums on Alive 2, I wasn't really aware of songs like Deuce or She or Hotter Than Hell. I wasn't aware of any of those songs until I actually heard one of my friend's uncle's copy of Alive. And I'm like, I don't know any of these songs. Where do these songs come from? And I started looking, and they came from the first three albums. So I kind of discovered Kiss in like a stage 1 and stage 2. I discovered the second part of Kiss, vintage Kiss first.
Well, that's why I'm excited about the next soundboard. I mean, that's Alive 2.
Yeah.
You should have got, but I mean, it's not like, I appreciate the fact that they didn't put songs from Alive on Alive 2. That was because God knows, how many live albums you see, and it's like, oh, that song's in there again, which was a cool thing. But now we're gonna have Alive 2 how it should have been.
Right, we're gonna have songs that we didn't get.
Yeah,
from those second sets of threes. That we didn't get, that we could have gotten. So,
be good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. So this was hard for me because I love Creatures. Creatures is it's in my top 10. Amazing album. But since Alive 2 was my first album that I bought, after it was released, I went with Alive 2. But this was real tough. Everybody cussed me about this. And this was really tough, and it was really close. There was only 1 point separation between the two.
Wow.
And I see some other people coming in the chat. Good to see you. Good to have you. We'll pull your names up here in a little bit. I see Roger Bennett and other people coming in. But this was real close. The loser with 16 points. The winner had 17 points. The loser with 16 points. Creatures of the Night.
Mm-hmm.
So Creatures knocked off Kiss Alive 2 will go to the second round and face the debut album. All right. So that takes us to the third matchup, Destroyer versus Dynasty.
Another rough one for me.
Yeah. Two great albums in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, Destroyer was an early one for me, for sure. That was whatever it was. The third one I had on an 8-track. Yeah. But
you old man.
Yep. Wish I still had it. I think my mom got rid of it just a few years ago. You want these? No, I'm all right. Shit, should have saved it. And I could have sold it to John B. Good.
Right.
And Dynasty I heard later on in life, but I don't know, something about Dynasty, and I just I don't, maybe it's the cover. I don't know what it is. I like Dynasty more than Destroyer. I'll sit down and I'll listen to Dynasty over and over again, and it's just great. I love it. So I picked Dynasty over Destroyer, and I couldn't believe I did.
I love both these albums. Destroyer was my very first Kiss album, as I just said, and so it's always near and dear to me. I like songs on Destroyer that most people don't like Flaming Youth I like, Sweet Pain I like, Great Expectations I like. Even though it's not a Kiss song, it sounds like they should have saved it and put it on The Elder. It has that same. Some people they can't stand songs like that. A lot of the downfall to Destroyer is some of those songs I just mentioned. But I love those songs. Dynasty, I love Dynasty. Dynasty was the first album when I was 10 years old that I bought with my own money. My mom had bought me all my albums before that, but I started cutting yards when I was 10 and collecting bottles around the neighborhood. And I bought Dynasty with my own money. And I love Dynasty. I don't think it's a disco album. I think it is a rock album with some disco songs on it. Yeah. But there are more great songs on Dynasty than there are bad songs, or songs I'm not the biggest fan of. So this was a hard pick for me because it was my first album that was bought for me against the first album that I bought for myself. And I love them both. But I went with Destroyer just because I kind of sat down and been like, okay, but which album do I really like better? And I do like Destroyer better than Dynasty by a little bit, but it's really close for me.
Yeah, it was too. Was that the one Grandma got you?
Yeah, Destroyer. Yeah, Grandma got me Destroyer. Yeah.
I love that story.
Just thought it was one of those comic book albums. Bought it at Eckerd's drugstore.
Oh shit! You remember that?
Oh yeah, I did. I've got a video on my channel where I go back to all these places when I was a kid. Some of the places don't even exist anymore. They've been torn down.
I know. So, it's like here's the hole where it used to be.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and they're saying it's dynasty for the Australians. Dynasty.
I used to say dynasty.
Dynasty. It's dynasty. This I thought this was going to be closer for the panel, but it wasn't. The loser had 11 points and the winner had 22. So it's pretty definitive. The loser. Dynasty. The winner, Destroyer. So Destroyer would advance to the next round. So now here is the nail biter. Okay. This is the nail biter, the white knuckle matchup. Gene's 1978 solo album versus Kiss Alive.
Well, it was tough. But I think you all know my answer. Yeah, I mean, Gene's album, another one I heard later on in life, and I've come to appreciate it as time goes on, except When You Wish Upon a Star. And Alive was an early one I had too. Sorry, Rick. Love you, but yeah. Alive, I remember that was I still have that copy. I got it at a garage sale when I was, I don't know, 10 years old probably. And kind of like you, I'm like, what are these songs? I don't know like almost all these songs. What are these songs? So yeah, so I definitely had to kick Gene to the curb and pick Alive! !
Yes. Kiss Alive.
That's right.
2 records set.
Yeah.
I love Gene's solo album. I'm one of those people that I love all 4 of the solo albums. There's ones I like more than others, but I love Gene's solo album. And as I've gotten older, Gene's solo album has grew on me, as Peter's has. And I appreciate now what Gene was doing. Did he do the right thing at the time? Probably not. Did Peter do the right thing at the time? Probably not. Peter and Gene probably should have done more what Ace and Paul did. But the solo albums were all about them being true to themselves. And let's face it, the solo albums were really, I mean, I know a lot of people, they get into the contracts. It's like, oh, it was contractual. They had a clause in the solo albums that 2 solo albums would fulfill 1 album. And you know what? Just because they had that in the contract don't mean it was planned to happen. It's just contracts are designed to cover every freaking possible opportunity or situation if they're good contracts. You don't want to have in a contract, well, what if we decide to put out 4 solo albums? How many albums is that? Is that 4?
Yeah.
Well, no, let's say it's 2. Let's say it's 2 albums, So, because then if they just wanted to get out of their record contract and they had 4 albums left, they could just been like, screw it, we just gonna make 4 solo albums, and we don't care if they're crap, because that way we get out of our record deal.
Yeah.
So, I don't think that's something, but Peters and Ace's or Peters and Gene's solo albums, they come off very dated. Where Paul's and Ace's, even though there are some 70-ish traits to them, they still sound very good. They hold up really well. So Alive, though, come on. I've seen people in the thing. I like Gene's solo album, but come on, it's Alive. And I agree. Alive is one of the best Kiss albums. It is, even though It is alive.
Yeah.
It, it is one of those. If you listen to Alive, and then you put on one of the videos like from that era, like the Alive, the actual the Largo 75. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, they sound a lot like that.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
not far off.
you have blemishes,
Yeah.
but they sound like that. It almost sounds like you're listening to the Alive album, and just with the blemishes, without the studio fixes.
It's
And
definitely a
so,
top like 5 live albums of all time for me. And I'm
yeah,
not just saying that because I'm a Kiss fan.
right,
It's just, I mean, you can't deny how awesome that is. 4
right.
sides of awesomeness.
So, so that's Alive is my pick. Live's your pick. What's the panel's pick? 32-1. We did have one person pick Gene's solo album.
Don't call them out.
I'm not going to call them out, but we all know who they are. I'm not going to call them out. I love you, buddy.
Bless his heart.
Team Gene.
Is that what they're saying out there? Bless his heart.
Bless his heart. No. And I know that he would stand by his pick with proudness, sticking his chest out. I know he would.
That's right.
I know he would. And I love him for that.
I ain't making fun.
No, neither. I'm not either. Definitely not. But 32-1. Gene's solo album is the loser. Alive is the winner. So that will put Destroyer against Alive in the next round. The next matchup is Dress to Kill versus Peter Criss solo album.
Well, just go on to the next one then.
We can probably go through this one real quick. So which one's your pick and why?
33-0, or am I any chance in that one?
Actually, it is not. It is It is not a wipeout.
Although, you know what? Dress to Kill is probably like one of my least favorite of theirs. I mean, it like I've said before, it just feels rushed. It feels, hurry up, you got to get it out. Let's we don't need solos in every song, and let's get it out. So, and some weaker songs in that album for sure. But Peter,
Dress to Kill, move on. I love you, Half Ace.
I mean, I like Peter's solo album now, but like I said before, when I was a kid, I deliberately destroyed it because I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, now, I'll listen to it now because I get what he was going for, and I like other music that sounds kind of like that from that era. So Bob Seger's and all your R&B stuff and stuff like that. So but with that matchup for sure, I'm gonna go Dress to Kill.
Peter's album has grown on me, and I actually like his and Gene's about equal. And usually when I listen to the solo albums, usually 2 or 3 times a week, maybe every other day.
Wow.
I play them in a specific order whenever I usually kind of do it towards the beginning of the day, and I play them in a specific order. I play Peter's album first, then I play Gene's, then I play Paul's, and then I play Ace's. And I play them in that order every single time.
So Peter's the opening act for the...
Peter's the opening act. And they just kind of flow that way really well for me. They flow that way. Yeah, Ace is the closer. He's the headliner.
Yeah.
And Peter's the opening act. And Peter's album, it grew on me as I got older. And there's some songs on there that I absolutely adore now, like Easy Thing, Kiss the Girl Goodbye.
Yeah.
I actually find myself liking some of those softer songs, and I had a blast recording I'm Gonna Love You for John. I loved it. I played it. I actually recorded it 3 times, and I just took the best take, but I actually played it a 4th time after I was done because I was just having fun playing it. And then I started looking at the album like, what else can I play off here? And I actually was thinking about doing a cover of Tossin' and Turnin'. Because Tossin' and Turnin' actually has some pretty good drums to it. So I was thinking about doing a cover of Tossin' and Turnin'. John's wants to do another cover with me. And I know he probably wants to do Peter. And he's in the process of moving and getting himself setting back up. So I told him, when you're ready to do another one, just let me know. So John, when you watch this, I don't think you're in the chat, but Tossin' and Turnin'.
Am I the one that's like nervous as hell that he said he put a lot of his Kiss stuff in storage while he moves?
Yeah.
I'm like shit bricks for the guy. I'm like, why don't you just send it to me? I'll keep an eye on it. I'm scared for you, buddy.
All right, so now we have so who's the winner?
Let's see.
Well, now what I was saying about Dress to Kill, and moving on real quick, is Dress to Kill is kind of my favorite out of the first three Kiss albums because I do like the studio quality. I do like the sound. I think the first two albums, the two produced by Kerner and Wise, I think they sound muddy. The band does not sound good on the first Kiss album. They just don't. They sound better in the demos that Eddie Kramer produced. And I think there would have been two entirely different Kiss albums if Eddie Kramer had produced both of them. They'd have been great. I like Dress to Kill better. The songs are not as good as what's on the first two albums, other than the exception of She. But I do like that it's cleaner and the band is tighter. You can tell they've been touring a lot. But yeah, the songs are shorter. Rock and Roll All Night don't even have a guitar solo, for God's sakes.
Right.
And you can go take a dump to the acoustic intro of Rock Bottom. So it's just like, you come back and you're done. It's still playing. So it's just like, but I do like it because of its different qualities.
Yeah, it does sound nice. Give it that.
So that's my pick. So what did the panel pick? The panel, one person picked Peter Criss' solo album. One person. And 32 people picked Dress to Kill. So Dress to Kill advances to the next round. So now we have the one that I got cussed at the most.
Yeah.
Ace's solo versus Rock and Roll All Over.
Man. Yeah. That was a tough one for sure. I mean,
and when I saw that matchup, I was like, ooh, man, that's a shame to see one of those great albums getting eliminated so early. And I almost changed it. But I'm like, nope. That's the way it fell. That's the way it's going to go. That's how it is in any bracket. You have two great teams go up against each other. One of them's going to lose.
Yep.
So,
I mean, sometimes you just got to not let the kid win at Monopoly and just take all their money. Teach them a lesson. Yeah, that one was tough for me, but Ace is always my guy, always my favorite out of the solo albums. Rock and Roll Over though sounds great songs for sure, but ultimately I had to go with my guy. I had to go with. I was gonna wear my Ace shirt today, but I didn't want to tell too much. So I picked Ace over Rock and Roll Over. It was tough. It was really tough for sure. And I can only imagine it's going to be like a 1 point. It's got to be a 1 point thing. I would imagine for the.
It's close.
It's
close.
It's gotta be. So
it is 1 point.
There you go.
It is 1 point. You need to go buy your lottery ticket. It is 1 point.
Like we talked about today, yes.
So I love both these albums. Ace's solo album is great. It's a masterpiece to me. There is not a bad song on it. There are stronger songs than other songs, but it's not a bad song. It's not a bad song on it. And even though it has an instrumental, and I'm not the biggest fan of instrumentals, I'll admit I usually skip Fractured Mirror sometimes because, I mean, hey, to me, it could have just been 9 songs like Paul's album. Paul's album could have been 8 songs. There's a couple songs on there that he could have cut off that I really don't care for. But Rock and Roll Over, I mean, to a lot of people, Rock and Roll Over is the ultimate Kiss album. It was the album that was made right after Destroyer. They were scared to death because of the backlash of Destroyer, and they just made all this money. It was before the cracks were already starting to appear. Some of the cracks had been there since the very beginning, Peter. And so not Peter is playing wise, but Peter dealing with offside the stage wise, constantly threatening to quit and feeling like he wasn't valued and stuff like that. And, I understand that's a tough place to be. And Gene and Paul are probably ridiculous people to work for, both control freaks. And they were like that in the beginning because it was their band. Yep. And so everything was going to go their way. And Peter he seems to me like the kind of person that he doesn't like to be told what to do. And then Ace, Ace had his own issues, but he still managed to, hold it together longer than Peter. But Rock and Roll Over, I think, was before things really started. Well, they started kind of going bad with Destroyer because, had Ace had some songs he didn't play on. But Rock and Roll Over, I think, was one of those albums they came back together kind of cohesive and really put out a good album. Sounding good, there's a couple, mixing and recording things but it's Eddie Kramer, and
Yep.
it's the bookend to Love Gun and two of the greatest Kiss albums in history, in my opinion. So I love both of them. So this was really hard for me. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I let fate decide. I flipped a coin. Two sides of the coin, baby.
There you go.
And because I could not decide between these two albums. I loved them both equally, and I could not decide between the two albums. So I flipped a coin, and it did not fall in Ace's favor. So
Really?
So Rock and Roll Over ended up being my pick because of fate. So what did the panel pick? 16 points to 17 points.
Oh, see?
16 points. The album that scored 16 points, Ace's solo album.
There you go.
Rock and Roll Over, 17 points. Rock and Roll Over advances and will go against Dress to Kill in the next round. So then our next to last matchup, Paul Stanley's solo album versus Love Gun.
Oh, shit. That was another tough one.
It really was. It really was.
I mean,
for me at least.
Paul's solo, an older one that had one that was the second and third album I ever had. So I had Alive 2, Peter's, Paul's. Yeah, and
Darklight said I need to throw away that coin, and Half Ace is booing me.
So, and the Paul solo has a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Love Gun, great album, but I think it needed to be heavier production wise.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like they lost something from Rock and Roll Over going into Love Gun.
For
it's
sure.
Like it got sterilized up a little bit.
All they had, I don't need to hear Got Love for Sale. I never realized how cool that song was until I saw Gene's solo band do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy shit, this song is heavy.
Yeah.
Because all you hear is the acoustic guitars in the front for whatever. You hear like the
gling, gling.
Yeah. Right. Like, this should be way heavier, especially 1977. You could have made shit way heavier. I can understand it was harder in 73. But yeah, it was a tough decision. But based on production alone, I took Paul's over Love Gun.
Right.
Because Paul's, like you said, only one song that I would probably leave off of Paul's. But I wish he would have added another one or two of something else though. But what are you gonna do? So my pick is Paul's solo over Love
Gun. This was tough for me because I love Love Gun. It's got Shock Me on it. It's got so many good songs on it. I love every song on Love Gun except for Then She Kissed Me.
Yep.
I don't get it. I skip it every single time.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And sometimes when I don't skip it, I find that I really like the solo. And that's a Paul Stanley solo. But as soon as it gets out of the solo, I will tune back out because I'm not a big fan of the song. Paul Stanley's solo album, to me, except for a couple songs like Move On and Love in Chains. I'm not the biggest fan of Love in Chains. But, man, Paul's solo album has one of my favorite Kiss songs on it. It has Take Me Away Together is one. It's All Right. I plan on doing a cover of It's All Right. That's how much I love that song. I'm planning on doing that. But in the end, I had to go with Love Gun. just because there are more songs that I really like over Paul Stanley's album.
There you go.
So what did the panel do? Well, this was pretty commanding. 28-5. Only
Whoa.
5 people voted for the losing album. And the losing album is the 1978 Paul Stanley solo album, is the loser. Love Gun with 28 points is the winner. So Love Gun in the next round is going to go up either against The Elder or Hotter Than Hell.
Yeah. Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, Love Gun is probably over. Would have won, but against Paul Stanley's solo album, it was too tough for me.
A lot of people just don't like the solo albums, period. It's like they don't like any of them, maybe Aces. But
Really?
there's people they really just like, man, if I could just erase the solo albums, I think solo albums are a mistake. I think they fragmented the band. They did more harm than help. And that's probably all true. But I'm not going to take the solo albums away just because of Paul's and Ace's solo albums alone.
I mean, you got to look at the music. You can't look at the, personal stuff.
Right.
Is it good? Is it a good album? It's got good songs there. Yeah. Two of them for sure. The other two, not bad.
Yeah.
So.
Right. So, The Elder and Hotter Than Hell.
Yeah.
Which one did you pick?
That wasn't a tough one for me. The Elder, I lived through that, seeing them on Solid Gold and Fridays. Mm-hmm. But we all know the Elder just doesn't hold it up against Hotter Than Hell for me. I like Hotter Than Hell. It's one of my favorite ones, if not my favorite. But eventually, we'll get to that too. But I picked Hotter Than Hell, the Muddy Kiss Black Sabbath album.
Right.
Over the Elder for sure. I mean, even though I like the Elder now, I didn't really understand it when I first heard it, but I'll take it. I'll take it though. I'll take Hotter Than Hell over the Elder any day.
Well, believe it or not, this was a tough pick for me because I love the Elder. I love the Elder from the beginning to. I'm not the biggest fan of I. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it doesn't. I mean, it's supposed to be a conceptual companion to a movie that never got made, maybe even a script that never got fully written. Who knows? But the thing about it is, I love everything from fanfare, the little at the very beginning, to where it builds up and stuff. Because I was in an orchestral band and I love that, and I love Just a Boy, and I love Odyssey, and I love all those albums, all those songs. It's just just doesn't fit. It's like I see it rolling during the credits after the movie's already stopped because it really doesn't have anything to do with the movie. But hey, we got to play something over the credits.
Yeah.
I don't see it as some people have conceptualized it as the boy beat the bad person and he's being carried through the village on the shoulders of the citizens and of the townspeople, and it's I believe in me, and the big high school musical end to it. But yeah, I don't know. It's I love the Elder. I have a love-hate relationship with Hotter Than Hell because I think the songs are great. And a lot of people, they've not agreed with my opinions, and I've not tried to force my opinion on anybody ever when it comes to music, when it comes to what to like, what not to like. But I love a lot of the song choices on Hotter Than Hell. I love like Got to Choose, Going Blind, Parasite, some of these songs.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of Strange Ways, believe it or not. I never have been. And
damn you.
People who watch me long enough knows it's just, to me, it's just kind of drudging and it's very repetitive. It's the same riff over and over and over. And I know some people, they're like, oh, it's Ace Frehley, man. It's Peter Criss, man. It's Peter Criss vocals, good Ace Frehley song. Hey, great. Then like it. I just don't. It's just, I hear it whenever it gets to the end of the album and it starts that. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh. So I don't know. But So this one was, believe it or not, it was harder. It was hard for me, but I ended up, and I need to check and see how many subscribers I've got before I say this.
I,
See if I lose any.
I remember when I first heard.
We got 20 people in the chat. Let me see how many people I lose right after this. But I picked the elder. The elder over. Yeah, I said it. I picked the elder over Hotter Than Hell. I did. Not saying that Hotter Than Hell is not a great album, because it is. But it's, to me, it's two good albums, and I like the elder better. So that's my pick. It's not your pick. It's my pick.
I remember when I first heard the Hotter Than Hell, I had the tape, and I kept stopping it and checking it because I'm like, is it getting eaten? Because it's just so easy. I'm like,
because even at the very beginning of Got to Choose, it's like, it's like, is my tape? Wait, hey, my tape pulling out? You know, it would do that. It'd start off slow, and then all of a sudden it started to speed up. You're like,
yeah, right. That's what I was waiting for. I'm like, oh my god, my tape's being.
Right.
He's like, no, that's what they were going for. That's the sound they were going for.
No, Dark Light, don't leave me. No, don't go. You've been with me too long. I'm kidding.
Oh man.
Half Ace, come on, man. Come on. Just it's okay. We'll get through it. We'll be all right. I love you, man. I do. All right, so it doesn't matter what I picked. It matters what the panel picked. It mattered what I picked when it come to Ace and Rock and Roll Over, because I could have been the swing vote, but that was the coin that did that. But there's no swing vote on this. I didn't matter when it comes to this. So the one that had 9 points, it got 9 points. Believe it or not.
Which one?
The elder. The elder got 9 points.
Damn. All right.
And Angelo, somebody left. oh well.
9 points.
Sorry.
No, people watching right now, though.
Sorry. Good to see Jay Lee. Good to see Roger Bennett. Whoever else I've missed. If I've not said your name, pop it up there. Let me know. But the elder has 9, and Higher Than Hell is 24. So that puts Love Gun against Higher Than Hell. All right. So this will go up tomorrow on my social media, on my Facebook. Not my Facebook. I don't have Facebook anymore as far as channel goes. My YouTube and my Instagram at In My Head _channel, and Twitter at In My Head channel. It'll go up there. And it's going to be these matchups. Kiss Debut versus Kiss Alive, Destroyer versus Alive, Dress to Kill versus Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun versus Harder Than Hell. I'm not looking forward to any of those choices, honestly. I'm not looking forward to. Well, there's a couple. I think no. Maybe there might be one that might be an easy pick for me. Might be one, but who knows? So that'll go up tomorrow. And who picked everything right? Whose brackets matched? We had 5 people. I left out the Ace album. No, I didn't. Dark Light. You must have been in the bathroom, dude. Ace went up against Rock and Roll Over and got beat. Let's see. So the five people got all the picks right. Les Wadley, John O, Jesse Ray, Starman 2112 of Kings, and Jay Reed. Jay Reed they picked correctly. All right. So I left out Ace. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. So I want to say in closing, like I said, check out AJ's Instagram. Check out, what's your name of your YouTube channel again? AJ's Happy Time.
AJ's Happy Fun Time channel.
AJ's Happy Fun Time channel. There you go. I've got mine back here too, but it's that bright. Me and you have the exact same thing, and it's too bright. It's too bright. It's too bright.
I'd like to turn off the lights and put it on.
I don't even know if I can turn it on. I don't even know where the plug is. Back there somewhere. I don't know.
It
Anyway,
lights the whole room up.
yeah, you look like you're at a Kiss concert. It looks like they're behind you on the stage. Yeah, have a kiss.
I
Put
get
you
the
some
selfie
music on.
shot.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, everybody check out AJ's channel, and like I said, follow me on social media. Subscribe, follow me on social media. You can follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. And thanks to my Patreons again for your continued support. And just want to say before we go out of here, like I said, if you have not been to Sam Loomis's website or channel on YouTube, go there. Let me check and see if he's put up anything else. I swear to God, I've become obsessed with this channel.
Refresh.
Let me see. Let me refresh and see if he's put anything else
He
up.
could be in the UK for all we know. You know, we don't know where this person is at.
Nope. Still.
So
Last thing is Detroit 74. It's still the last thing.
Maybe they're in Europe right now and they're sleeping because they usually seem to come over around,
in the morning. Like the first ones, like when I woke up this morning, the first 3 of the day were up, and then the other one came in later in the afternoon.
There you go.
So maybe so. But yeah, so check that out. Check out that channel for all things vintage, rare Kiss. Well, it might not be vintage. All of it might not be vintage. I don't think we're going to be seeing any monster or whatever. Who knows? I don't know what all he's got. I'm pretty sure it's he or she has. But anyway, guys and gals, appreciate everybody. Everybody have a let's all watch Sam Loomis now. That's right. Go check out if you've never seen You're Much Too Young. The what should have been included from Love Theme from Kiss that was cut out to make it Love Theme from Kiss. Acrobat. Go check out the very last part of the 74 video that came up this afternoon. And check them all out. They're really worth watching. Awesome. So anyway, hope everybody has a great week, and hope everybody has a great weekend. And I have some videos coming. I'm going to be shooting some videos, doing different things, and doing drum covers and stuff. So keep a check out for those two as well. And I appreciate you guys' continued support watching. And we'll see you in the next one. AJ, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, brother. Good seeing you. Good seeing everybody.
Good seeing you. We'll see each other again soon. Talk to you tomorrow. And Halloween. It's coming up on spooky time.
There you go.
We got 4th of July out of the way, so now the next national holiday is Halloween.
Bring it.
Yeah. Once we get past Labor Day, man, it's like next thing you know, it's the first. It's July. It's January the 1st.
I can't wait.
It just steamrolls after Labor Day.
Can't wait.
All right, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Take care. And we'll talk to you soon. I just stole Rick's. Lines. Be good to your babies.
There you go.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Good night.
Talk to y'all real soon.